The American dream is dead. Work hard, get the degree, get the job. That's what our generation was told. So why are people working harder than ever while owning less than our parents and grandparents did? Your grandparents could buy a house, support a family, and build a future on one income. But today, you need two incomes, a degree, years of experience, and even then, most people are barely staying afloat. And somehow, we're still told the system is working. The people still defending the American dream usually don't realize the rules changed years ago. Because this isn't just about inflation or expensive houses. An entire generation was sold a promise that barely exists anymore. Growing up, we're told the formula is simple. Get good grades, go to a good college, get a good job. Do those things, and eventually you'll achieve the American dream. And at one point in history, that actually worked. 50 years ago, a stable job could realistically buy you a house, support a family, and give you a decent life. But today, you can do everything right and still fall behind. You can get the grades, get accepted into a good school, graduate with the degree, land the good job, and after all of that, the dream still feels completely out of reach. For millions of people, the American dream has been exactly that, a dream. In our parents' and grandparents' generation, the path to a stable life was actually achievable for the average person. You could find a decent paying job with little experience, buy a house for around 2 to 3 times your yearly salary, and support a family on one income. That was the American dream people still talk about today. But look at what's required now. Today, most good jobs demand years of experience and a college degree just to get your foot in the door. And for many people, that degree comes with massive debt before their career even starts. Then after all that, the housing prices are now often 7 to 8 times the average yearly income. So the modern version of success looks something like this. Go into debt to get the degree, work harder than previous generations, compete harder than previous generations, and somehow accept owning less than previous generations. And when people bring this up, what are they usually told? Work harder, stop being lazy, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But here's the problem with that argument. Workers today are more productive than ever before. For decades, productivity kept increasing while wages failed to keep up with inflation. So what people are really being told is this: work harder, produce more value, and accept less in return. That's not the American dream people were promised. But stagnant wages and expensive housing aren't even the only problem. Modern life itself has become more expensive just to participate in. Today, many of the things required to function in society come with constant recurring costs. A smartphone isn't really optional anymore. Internet access isn't optional anymore. Jobs expect constant connectivity. Schools expect online access. Even applying for jobs often requires technology people are expected to already own. Then there are credit scores, subscription services, office software, streaming platforms, cloud storage, security software, and countless smaller monthly expenses that slowly drain money over time. And individually, none of these costs seem massive, but together, they create a system where simply existing in modern society comes with an endless stream of payments, and all of this is happening while money itself buys less than it did for previous generations. And maybe the biggest difference between previous generations and ours is this: they were building ownership. We're managing subscriptions. Previous generations bought movies, music, software, homes, even cars they could realistically pay off. Now, more and more of modern life feels rented. You don't own your entertainment, you subscribe to it. You don't fully own software anymore, you pay monthly for access. Housing feels increasingly impossible to own altogether. And when every part of life becomes another reoccurring payment, it becomes harder and harder to actually build wealth. Because instead of your money going toward ownership and stability, it goes toward maintaining access. The American dream didn't disappear because people became lazy. It disappeared because the economy stopped rewarding hard work the way it used to. And maybe that's the biggest lie our generation was told. This generation isn't failing the American dream. The American dream failed this generation. So what can we do about all this? Because sitting around angry at the system won't fix your life. And the truth is, nobody is coming to save us from this. Politicians won't, corporations won't, the economy probably won't. Which means, whether we like it or not, we have to adapt to the new rules. First step is increasing your income. For most people today, one source of income simply isn't enough anymore. That's why side hustles, online businesses, freelancing, content creation, and learning high-income skills have exploded in popularity. People aren't chasing multiple income streams because they're greedy. They're doing it because the old system no longer provides the stability it once did. The second step is controlling expenses wherever possible. Not because skipping one coffee will magically make you rich, but because unnecessary spending keeps people trapped living paycheck to paycheck. Finally, invest in things that grow. Because one of the biggest problems in modern society is that people work constantly without ever actually owning anything. Everything is rented, everything is financed, everything is another monthly payment. So if you want stability in a system like this, you need assets. That could mean investing in stocks, starting a business, building an audience online, owning digital products, eventually owning property, anything that generates value even when you aren't actively working. Because if all of your income stops the second you stop working, you're permanently stuck trading time for survival. The truth is, the American dream most people were promised probably isn't coming back, at least not in the form previous generations experienced it. The economy changed, the housing market changed, the cost of living changed, but the expectations never did. People are still judging this generation by rules that were written for a completely different world. And maybe that's why so many people feel lost right now, because they were told hard work guaranteed stability, guaranteed success. But in today's economy, hard work without adaptation just leads to exhaustion. People who succeed moving forward won't be the people pretending nothing changed. They'll be the people who understand the new rules faster than everyone else. Because this generation isn't failing the American dream failed this generation. But that doesn't mean your future is hopeless. It just means you have to build it differently. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe because on this channel we're going to talk about money, economic and political systems, psychology, and how to survive in a world that keeps changing faster every year. And if you disagree with anything I said, good. That's what this channel is for. Different ideas, real discussion. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your perspective.